This is Bobby C. reporting from MetLife Stadium, where the New York Football Giants wrapped up the preseason on Thursday night with mixed results, but the consensus in the locker room in the postgame, the players are ready to start the regular season. Although Big Blue would fall to New England tonight, Dante Dion hauled in 2 interceptions and had a big evening.
Making those plays comes from a lot of instincts, anticipation, and things like that. So a lot of it goes into that. At this point, I put it all out on the table. I put all my best foot forward. So at this point, it's just what happens, happens.
Great, just a great performance, man, all around. I can't even speak enough great things about how you just came out here and his mindset, his mentality, he did exactly what he had to do, and I'm happy for him.
For young up-and-comers like second-stringer Davis Webb, the preseason provides an opportunity to prove to the Giants that he's ready for big games.
I did the best I could, and I think I showed the coaching staff, but most importantly my teammates, that I can play quarterback for this team, and whenever I get my next chance, hopefully I'll be ready.
We have high hopes shooting for the Super Bowl every single year, so preseason's necessary. It's a little long at sometimes, but it's good to be done with, and very excited for the people in this locker room, and very excited for what's ahead.
Third stringer Danny Etling tossed a 1-yard touchdown pass to Ralph Webb early in the second half and iced the game with an 86-yard run late as the Patriots beat the Giants 17-12 in the preseason finale. The G-men will now open the season on September 9th against Jacksonville at home. Christian Hackenberg had a rough audition for an NFL roster spot, tossing 2 interceptions, but the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles rallied to beat the New York Jets 10-9 on Thursday night to avoid a winless preseason. Certainly looks like Gang Green is going to hand the reins over to rookie signal caller and top draft choice Sam Darnold. The Jets traded fellow quarterback Teddy Bridgewater to New Orleans for draft picks this week. Bridgewater and a 6th rounder to the Saints in exchange for a 3rd-round pick, which the Jets could package for coveted Oakland pass rusher Khalil Mack. Gang Green opens the regular season on September 10th in Detroit. Primetime Monday Night Football for Darnold and company. Side note, I would expect Bridgewater, only 25 years old, to possibly replace Drew Brees in New Orleans in 2 years. On the baseball diamond, the Bronx Bombers returned home this week and looked within striking distance of another shot at the division heading into September at about 6 games out. But Thursday night may have finally stuck a fork in those slim hopes and dreams for the Yankees. Victor Martinez hit his 2nd home run of the game, and Nico Goodrum followed with a homer off Dellin Betances in the 9th inning, rallying the Detroit Tigers past the New York Yankees 8-7. Pinstripers are now 8.5 back in the American League East, but 4.5 up in the wild card. That's the good news. Even a stunning defeat could not spoil the memory of Giancarlo Stanton's first Yankee Stadium curtain call, as the slugger said he'd finally recall the circumstances surrounding his 300th career home run in Thursday night's loss. Stanton became the 5th fastest player to reach 300 homers in terms of games played when he jumped on Francisco Liriano's 3-1 pitch in the 3rd inning, muscling a 2-run homer to right field. The blast came with Aaron Hicks aboard and gave New York an early 2-1 lead. The milestone was reached in Stanton's 1,119th career game. Only Ralph Kiner, Ryan Howard, Juan Gonzalez, and Alex Rodriguez reached 300 homers faster than Stanton, who hit 267 homers for the Miami Marlins before being traded to New York in the offseason. Stanton is the reigning National League Most Valuable Player, and you can never have enough MVPs on your team, right? I think Yanks GM Brian Cashman feels the same way. The Bombers have agreed to acquire 5-time All-Star outfielder Andrew McCutchen from the San Francisco Giants. According to reports, the Yankees would send a pair of minor league prospects to San Francisco to put the 31-year-old in pinstripes. McCutchen would provide needed outfield depth for the Yankees, who have been without slugger Aaron Judge since July 26th due to a fractured right wrist. The right-handed hitting McCutchen was batting .255 with 28 doubles, 2 triples, 15 homers, and 55 RBIs in 130 games for the Giants, stealing 13 bases in 19 tries. More on the former NL MVP in the C list. Stay tuned. Ben Zobrist hit a bases-loaded RBI single in the 11th inning to give the Chicago Cubs a 2-1 victory over the New York Mets and their season-high 7th straight win on Wednesday in a game that was suspended the previous night because of rain. The Amazons will open a weekend series in San Francisco tonight. Their captain may actually play in meaningful games this September. David Wright is rejoining the Mets, just not to play for them, at least right now. After only 2 games with AAA Las Vegas, the Mets captain ended his minor league rehab assignment Thursday and was headed to San Francisco, where he will continue workouts with the major league staff but remain on the disabled list. According to club sources, Wright is expected to remain on the DL through the duration of the road trip and continue working out with the club. The Mets return home against Philadelphia next Friday, which could serve as a potential target date for Wright's comeback. We shift gears and hit the hardwood for a closer look at the Big Three Championship last Friday night in Brooklyn. The Big Three is jamming. Rapper Ice Cube brought the house down at the Barclays Center Friday night, setting the stage for his Big Three Championship. The crowd in the BK was loving it too, witnessing history with Big Three Coach of the Year and Hall of Famer Nancy Lieberman leading top-seeded Power to the title. She becomes the first female coach to lead a men's team to the championship.
When I had the opportunity to be the coach of this team, I was blessed beyond recognition. This team is about friendships, it's about growth, it's about caring about one another.
League MVP Corey Maggette scored 27 points to lead Power to a 51-43 victory over Three's Company in the title game.
Man upstairs found a way for me to play, and I'm just really thankful. You know, I had a long road last year, tearing my Achilles, and man, it's something sweet. I'm very blessed. I'm very thankful for all these guys.
Former Celtics forward Glenn Davis is a champion once again, too. After 9 seasons in the NBA, including 4 with Boston, where he won the NBA crown in 2008, Davis was flooded with emotions.
I was dealing with depression before I accepted the contract, and you guys brought that back to me.
In the third-place game, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf's three-pointer gave Three-Headed Monsters a 52-49 victory over Tri-State.
That was our game plan. At the same time, it's attack. Be aggressive. If they give you any breathing room, you can't think about it. You just have to let it go, thinking about game 1. And that's what was in my mind at the time.
Some games, some league expect to see a lot more from the Big Three in the near future. There were even rumors of late that Kobe Bryant would consider joining the league next year. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. College football is back. The Alabama Crimson Tide begin defense of their latest national title Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time when they face the Louisville Cardinals in Orlando, Florida. Alabama is a 24.5-point sportsbook favorite. Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, and Notre Dame are my top 4 college football programs in the country. Expect one of them to win the playoffs this year. No surprises there. Locally, Fordham football will get underway in Charlotte Saturday night. That game gets rolling at 6 p.m. You can tune into WFUV 90.7 FM to listen to the game live. Olympic star Usain Bolt said it would take 4 months for him to reach his best after a first football cameo appearance for A-League club Central Coast Mariners. A crowd of 9,958, around 2,500 higher than the Mariners' average home attendance last season, turned out for Bolt's bit-part role in his Mariners debut. The match was broadcast last night in 60 countries in Africa, Asia, and Europe as Bolt's global appeal was underlined. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list to talk the latest Yankee prize. Yankee fans are worried about Aaron Judge, and they probably should be. His recovery from injury is taking longer than expected, and the Yankees' deal for Andrew McCutchen might be a sign that things are worse than we all think. I actually think the Yanks are just being extremely careful with a player that is a Hall of Famer in the making, and I also believe Brian Cashman could see McCutchen finding his MVP self again in pinstripes. I also truly believe his addition might actually spell the end of Brett Gardner for the Yankees. McCutchen, despite his decline will be a clear upgrade, assuming he replaces the weak-hitting right field platoon of utility man Neil Walker and 33-year-old Shane Robinson, who's been a regular player in the month of August despite his .208 on-base percentage. Mccutchen might also be in for a bump in production simply by moving to a much more hitter-friendly park in Yankee Stadium. On a full-strength Yankees team, Mccutchen is probably the fourth best outfielder behind Judge, Stanton, and Hicks. But even if the team improves to full strength, he'll still have plenty to offer as he seeks his first ever championship. I love the deal. I think Kutch will be clutch. How about you? Hit me up at The Voice, Bobby C, and share your opinion. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.